What was it like being around DMX?
DMX was dangerous, man.
Straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't. Bring it. Bring it.
In Los Angeles, gangs like the LA Crips expect rappers to check in, leading to confrontations in many cases. But when they tried it with DMX, they realized his dangerous reputation was real.
And nobody in this nigga crew running behind him to stop this nigga. So I'm like, whoever this nigga is, he official. They ain't want no smoke with this nigga.
Remember, this is DMX, the same aggressive and unpredictable guy that went to prison so many times it became a second home.
But what was it like being around DMX?
DMX was dangerous, man. When you around him, he's like, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Very unpredictable.
For a long time now, gangs have been extorting rappers, and it's become so common that people even gave it a name, checking in. Just listen to Big U, who's known as one of the main enforcers of this so-called check-in system. He's now behind bars for it. He straight up said that rappers have to check in when they come to certain cities.
We in LA, when I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry.
He even tried to break it down using an analogy, comparing it to military airspace politics. Like, you can't just fly through certain areas without permission.
The United States of America and all these countries have what is called airspace. If you invade their airspace with a plane, they consider that an act of war. You can choose not to, and it's gonna be a problem. If dudes come and you move it in a certain way, if you choose not to check in, suffer the consequences.
But honestly, a lot of people think this whole check-in thing is ridiculous, mainly because these gangs only expect black celebrities and rappers to check in. It's like they're gatekeeping their own community, which is wild. Now, if there was one person you definitely couldn't pull that move on, it was DMX. Trying to make him check in? Yeah, that was a huge mistake. DMX was built different, wild, raw, and completely fearless. Fat Joe once told a crazy story about him. He said DMX, Big Pun, and himself had just finished a show and stopped at a gas station. Out of nowhere, some guy walked in wearing a chain, and DMX straight up robbed him right there in the gas station. That's the kind of energy DMX was on.
At a show, me, him, and Big Pun in Brooklyn, and after the show, we stopped at the gas station. Meanwhile, the whole crowd was just going, stop, shut him down, open up, chop, oh. Like, DMX was crazy.
And then there's Aries' Spear story. According to Aries, he was at an event trying to promote his comedy CD. He was going around asking celebs to endorse it, including DMX, but apparently DMX wasn't too happy about the impressions Aries used to do of him.
And at this time, I had my comedy CD, and I did a bunch of skits where I did prank phone calls as rappers. And I saw Busta Rhymes, I saw this person, that person, so I put him on camera saying, yo, you gotta cop my man Aries Spears shit, blah, 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 all good. I see DMX, and yo, X, he goes, Doug, I need to holler at you.
So DMX told him they needed to talk and led him into a locker room. Suddenly, almost 30 guys followed them in, forming a circle around Aries and DMX. Then a bodyguard slammed the door shut and stood in front of it.
We go into the locker room, and there's one entrance in and one entrance out. So me and him go in there, and about 27 niggas follow suit, and they make a circle around us. So it's just me and X in the middle. And then the bodyguard comes in and then slams the door where you could leave and stands in front of him.
DMX started questioning Aries about the impression, and Aries tried to explain it was all in fun, no disrespect.
When he was like, Doug, I heard you, my voice, huh? I heard you doing something to my voice. What's good? I said, oh, no, it's all complimentary, you know, ain't nothing crazy. I'm not disrespecting you or nothing like that.
Then Aries tried to pitch the CD like he was doing with the others, and DMX was like, "Come to my hotel later, let me hear it. If it's good, cool. If it's not," and then he growled.
But like everybody else, can I get you on camera endorsing my shit? He was like, Doug, I tell you what, come to my hotel tomorrow, let me hear it. If it's good, yeah. If it's not,
According to Aries, what really freaked him out was that after DMX said this, he then pulled out a razor blade from under his tongue.
And what really fucked me up was after he went, this nigga pulled a razor blade out from under his tongue.
Oh.
I've been black my whole life. I'm not that black. the gift that you have to be able to put a razor blade in your mouth, talk, move your mouth, your tongue, and you don't.
According to Aries, after witnessing all that, he didn't even bother showing up at the hotel.
And when he between the razor blade and the come back tomorrow, I never saw that.
You never went to that hotel room.
Nah.
Jay Farrow has his own story too. He said they were on stage performing with DMX. And DMX was so hyped and throwing fists in the air that he accidentally punched Jay right in the face during the set.
So we on stage, right? And we doing Party Up and we killing it, you know what I'm saying? DMX accidentally snuffs me. That's some real shit. I was like, wow, this nigga's knuckles is hard as a motherfucker.
DMX accidentally.
He accidentally snuffed me.
How?
Is he just
going
No,
out?
look.
Like,
1, 2, now. He hit me out. Oh, shit. I was like, God dang.
Then there's the time DMX had rappers running for their lives. Memphis Bleek told a story about how Bad Boy Records were chilling on the beach in Miami. Mace rolled up on a scooter, and the moment DMX saw him, he started chasing Mace. Bleek, who was seeing DMX for the first time, was shocked.
Yo, get back here. Wait till I catch you, nigga. So, you know me, I'm in the back seat like, what happened between him and Mace? Like, who is this nigga? And nobody in this nigga crew running behind him to stop this nigga. So I'm like, whoever this nigga is, he official. They ain't want no smoke with this nigga.
DMX versus Corrupt DMX didn't fear anyone, and he definitely didn't have any respect for gangs. And that attitude carried over into his beef with Corrupt. Corrupt, a well-known rapper and member of the Crips, was managed by Big U, the top figure in the rolling 60s.
Not even a rebirth. He's finna give you back what he always been. A beast on the mic. With the vocals that can't nobody touch. He gonna make you go get the dictionary to understand every word he just spit too.
But DMX didn't care about any of that. Things got so serious that Corrupt ended up being the target of a hit that left 2 of his bodyguards dead. Corrupt barely made it out alive. Rumors quickly spread that DMX might have been behind it, and with his wild reputation, a lot of people believed it. Let's take it back to the early 1990s. At that time, DMX was the undisputed underground king of New York's rap scene, while Corrupt was just starting to make a name for himself on the West Coast. In 1992, when he was only 19, Corrupt and his close friend Daz Dillinger signed with Death Row Records. They formed the Dog Pound, Corrupt repping the Rollin' 60s Crips, and Daz repping the Rollin' 20s Crips from Long Beach, California. Soon after, the Dog Pound grew into a bigger crew known as the Dog Pound Gangsta Clique, which included heavy hitters like Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, and RBX. They made their first major appearance on Dr. Dre's classic 1992 album, The Chronic. Then in 1993, they played a big role in Snoop Dogg's legendary debut, Doggy Style. Corrupt and Daz showed up on several tracks and skits, locking in their spot as key players in Death Row's success. By 1994, the Dog Pound was ready to take center stage. They kicked off their debut album Dog Food with the single What Would You Do? The track was a hit and even earned a Grammy nomination in 1996 for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group.
Have you ever heard of a slaughter? I oughta start dipping, sipping on that ST gets me to tripping.
When Dog Food finally dropped on October 31st, 1995, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 270,000 copies in its first week. The album's success cemented the Dog Pound as one of the hottest duos in hip-hop. By 1996, Corrupt's personal life was heating up as well. He started dating Brooklyn rapper Foxy Brown, and by 1997, the two were engaged. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, DMX was beginning his meteoric rise. After signing with Def Jam, he dropped his debut single Get At Me Dog in February 1998. The song was a hit, peaking at number 39 on the Billboard charts, and made it clear that DMX was a force to be reckoned with.
You don't know by now, then you slip. I'm on some bullshit that's got me jacking niggas flip. Let my man in them stay pretty.
Later that year, DMX released his classic debut album, It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, which took the rap game by storm and solidified his status as one of hip-hop's biggest stars, DMX and Foxy Brown. Things started to get messy in mid-1998 when rumors began circulating that DMX and Foxy Brown, Corrupt's fiancée at the time, were hooking up behind his back. According to Foxy Brown Rough Riders member, Eve was the one who spilled the tea to Corrupt, claiming that something was going on between Foxy and DMX. This caused a rift between Foxy and Eve, with Foxy insisting that nothing serious happened and that DMX just had a crush on her, Foxy accused Eve of blowing things out of proportion and stirring the pot.
I don't like Eve. Like, I don't like her. It has nothing to do with music. It's something that she did that was very disrespectful.
The timing of the rumors didn't help either. Both Foxy Brown and DMX were signed to Def Jam, and were on the Survival of the Illest tour together that summer. Then in December 1998, DMX dropped his second album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, which quickly became a classic. One track in particular, Bring Your Whole Crew, sparked rumors that he was throwing subliminal shots at Kurupt. In the song, DMX raps about being out for blood and even mentions the Crips being at war, an obvious jab since Kurupt was known to be affiliated with the Crips. He also questions how someone could talk trash with his lips on the floor, calls someone a bee, and refers to a fake pit. Fans believe this was aimed at Kurupt and the Dog Pound, implying Kurupt was like a fake pit bull. DMX even talks about choking and killing someone, which many took as a warning to Kurupt to back off before things got serious. While DMX never confirmed the diss, the timing made it hard for fans not to connect the dots. By 1999, the tension between DMX and Kurupt really started to heat up. After Kurupt found out that DMX had been spending time with his fiancée, Foxy Brown, behind his back, things escalated quickly. On January 26, 1999, Foxy dropped her album China Doll, which featured a track called Dog and a Fox with DMX. That collab didn't just confirm they were spending time together, it also reportedly made things worse for Kurupt. He claimed the song was originally supposed to be a duet between him and Foxy. If that's true, then this move wasn't just disrespect, it was personal, and it only added fuel to the fire.
So was you and X issue actually over her?
Totally.
Oh, so X was messing with her when y'all together?
Totally. Then she took one of my concepts. We were gonna make a record called The Dog and the Fox.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then she went and did it.
Kurupt versus DMX. Around the same time, Kurupt was working on his second album, Tha Streets Is a Mutha, and he decided to address all the drama head on. He recorded a diss track called Calling Out Names, where he took shots at several artists, including DMX, 50 Cent, and J. Rule. The song leaked a few months before the album officially dropped and immediately stirred up controversy. The first verse, Kurupt goes after DMX hard. He calls him a motherfing D-motherfer and says the only X he respects is Exhibit or RBX. He accuses DMX of trying to steal his girl Foxy Brown, but tells him he can have her, calling both DMX and Foxy sellouts who are just chasing money. Kurupt doesn't hold back. He warns DMX that if he ever comes to the West Coast, he'll be stripped and beaten, just over a woman. Then he brags about moving on with a new girl, calling out Foxy again for being messy. In the second verse, Kurupt turns his attention to the Rough Riders. He says he has no love for anyone in the crew, except Eve. That shout out to Eve seemed to confirm what Foxy Brown had claimed, that Eve was the one who told Kurupt about her and DMX. Kurupt keeps going, rapping, "Fucks Rough Riders, fuck he the Firm, and fucks Belly." The Firm was Foxy's group, led by Nas, and Belly was the movie starring both DMX and Nas. Kurupt's disses were clearly aimed at DMX and Foxy, and Nas got dragged into it too, especially after he publicly supported Foxy and DMX in a double XXL interview, even saying she should have been with a New York guy. Top it all off, Kurupt ends the track by mocking DMX's famous "Get at me dog" line, imitating his voice and taunting him. On the original version of the song, Kurupt even mocked DMX right at the very beginning. But shortly after the diss track dropped, things took a dark turn. On October 17th, 1999, around 11:40 p.m., Kurupt was at Echo Sound Studios in Los Angeles working on his album when a shooting broke out. His bodyguard, Dwayne Dree, was shot multiple times in the chest and died at the scene. Two other rappers, Willard Givers and Javan Jones, were also hit, one in the calf, the other in the foot. Immediately, rumors started flying that DMX might have had something to do with it, especially with the timing and the recent diss track, but DMX's team quickly shut it down. A spokesperson said, "DMX is in Miami recording his album. Unfortunate that something like this happened. He had nothing to do with it. I just got off the phone with him." DMX also publicly denied any involvement in the shooting.
Kurupt, he killed two of his bodyguards. They're trying to kill him. Killed two of his bodyguards. They blamed it on me because he made a song about me. Even though nobody really heard the song. You know, being that he made a song about me, I had to be the one doing it. I'm not pissed off and a whack.
But even though DMX denied being involved, the rumors didn't completely go away. With his wild reputation and fiery personality, people kept whispering about whether he had something to do with the shoot. A month later, on November 16th, 1999, Kurupt released his album Tha Streets Is a Mutha. As expected, the controversial track Calling Out Names was on it, with all the disses aimed directly at DMX, but Kurupt wasn't done. On another track called Who Ride With Us, he took things even further. At the end of the song, there's a skit where Kurupt flips through fake radio stations. One of them features a parody of DMX, with someone imitating his voice, adding another layer of mockery to the beef.
Blood! If I bleed, it's blood. Who I am, who I be, till I die.
Not to be outdone, DMX clapped back in a big way. On December 21st, 1999, he dropped his third album, and then there was X, which included one of his most iconic songs, Party Up in Here. Most people know it as a club anthem. Many believe it was actually a diss aimed directly at Kurupt. From the very first line, "Y'all gon' make me lose my mind up in here, DMX sets the tone. He calls out cowards and even throws shots at Kurupt's crew, saying they could get done with dumb quick. Some fans think this line might be a reference to the Echo Sound studio shooting, especially since DMX raps about a gun clicking and fights breaking out over some dumb stuff.
Alright, all your mans have been to jail before, suck my dick, and all the motherfuckers you run with, get done with, dumb quick, they go to gun click, 911 shit, all over some dumb shit, ain't that some shit?
The second verse gets even more personal. DMX calls out rappers saying they're nothing but characters and not even good actors, which many interpreted as a shot at Kurupt. Goes on to call someone whack twisted and drags Kurupt's personal life into it, referring to Foxy Brown as a hoe.
Good actors, what's gonna be the outcome? Let's add up all the factors. You whack, you twisted, your girl's a hoe.
DMX also vents his frustration over men fighting over women who don't belong to them. Another direct jab at Kurupt and the Foxy Brown drama. In the third verse, DMX ramps up the aggression, saying he's gonna shut someone up permanently. Running your mouth, you're gonna blow your lung out. He even hints at making someone go missing, which only fueled the rumors that DMX had something to do with the Echo Studios attack.
I'ma blow his lung out. Listen, your ass is about to be missing. You know who gon' find you? Some old man fishing.
What made Party Up such a devastating response wasn't just the lyrics, it was the song's success. It became a global hit, blasting in clubs on the radio and in movies. For Kurupt hearing DMX mock him on such a massive platform must have been humiliating. It was a strategic move by DMX, proving that sometimes winning a beef doesn't require more diss tracks. It just takes making a hit that dominates everywhere. Fast forward to January 17th, 2000. DMX was at the American Music Awards held at the iconic Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. During the event, he made an appearance in the press room, where he answered a series of questions from reporters. Naturally, someone brought up the lingering beef between him and Kurupt, and DMX said there wasn't any issue between the two.
All right, first of all, there is no conflict with Kurupt. You know, so I'm not dealing with anything.
DMX's response caught a lot of people off guard. After all, Party Up had lines that many believed were obvious shots at Kurupt, and the tension between them had been building in the industry for a while, so why suddenly downplay it? Some people thought DMX was just brushing Kurupt off, refusing to give him any more attention. Others believed it was a smart move, possibly to shift focus away from the rumors linking DMX to the Echo Studios shooting. As for Kurupt, stayed pretty quiet during that time. Even though Party Up became a global hit and was playing everywhere, from clubs to radio, Kurupt didn't drop another diss track. Instead, he went a different route. On July 17th, 2001, he released his album Space Boogie, Smoke Odyssey. One track, Just Don't Give a F, addressed the beef. Kurupt made it clear he was ready to let things go and squash the feud with DMX. But that wasn't the end of their story. A few years later, on August 23rd, 2005, Kurupt dropped his album Against the Grain. On the track Speak On It, he subtly brought the beef back. He called out people who were comparing rappers like 50 Cent, Ja Rule, and DMX to Tupac. Kurupt made it clear he didn't agree with those comparisons. He said there would never be another Tupac. Then he directly mentioned DMX by name, saying he wasn't the new Tupac either.
Ain't no new motherfucking Tupac, nigga. DMX ain't the new Tupac.
After that, the feud between DMX and Kurupt faded into the background. Then in 2017, nearly 2 decades after their rivalry started, something unexpected happened. Kurupt and DMX ran into each other at an airport. According to Kurupt, the encounter was friendly and the two finally buried the hatchet for